Today I want to tell you why I don't like Muslims.
Fuck off.
So let me now just say something about Jews.
I'm an idiot, I'm a madman, I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
The most intelligent people of our time are the conspiracy theorists. As you know, I don't particularly much care for the education system.
Sargon is such a closet communist, it's so fucking obvious.
The bottom line is that 9/11 was an inside job. I'm not really a white nationalist, I'm more of an ethno-nationalist.
I am a deranged psychopath. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below.
You are a fucking prick. Enter. Hello there everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of The Descent of Man-osphere, the series where I take you through the ways in which the Man-osphere and its utterly disgusting, reprehensible douchebag inhabitants are trying to reverse human evolution and drag us all back into the fucking sea. And today we are dealing with a conspiracy theory dipshit of the fucking highest order, and possibly the only person on this god-awful fucking website whose editing and sound quality are worse than mine. Yes, it's Thomas Baden-Reiss. Now, Thomas is an annoying bastard for many, many reasons. The most immediately obvious, if you happen to do lots of research into his videos in order to do a video on him yourself, which I'm sure you've all done in your time, you know, we've all been there. Anyways, the most immediately obvious reason is his fucking irritating as shit intro to his shitty videos.
So, let me tell you today let me today make a quick video about So
today I'm gonna make a video which will
I am absolutely fuming yet again.
Yes, the so intro gets so fucking annoying so very, very, very quickly, you dick. Thomas also uses the word cuck rather a lot.
You're just a cuck. Anyone with competence does not want to be a cuck, so therefore you're a cuck.
You pathetic beta cuck weakling. Completely cucked.
Yeah, he uses that one a super mega fuck ton, which is annoying in of itself, but he also uses it, as so many do on the internet, as an insult, as a slur, which is fucking stupid, but whatevs. But anyways, personal editing grievances aside, let's take a look at Thomas's material in a little bit more detail. Now, Thomas does talk about feminism and men's rights issues and stuff like that, as you can see here.
The bottom line is that it came down to the problem of feminism, which the elites had decided upon 250 years ago.
You had the introduction of, cultural Marxism, feminism.
And the thing is that I'm not quite sure how that equates with her being A, oppressed, and B, wanting to free herself from the shackles of the patriarchy.
There's a bunch of feminazis whining about this story. The other thing is the thoughts.
They don't realise that things like feminism and SJW have an utterly sinister side.
So clearly, as you can see there, with that kind of guff coming out, he does very much qualify for this series. But his misogyny and anti-feminism are really not the things that are most interesting about this guy. That would be something altogether rather different, which we'll get onto in a second. So I'm just going to skip the kind of anti-feminist stuff because although it's sort of vaguely interesting, it's the crazy shit that he says besides that I'm going to focus on in this video because it really is very crazy. Now, Thomas started off as a stand-up comedian, and to say that he was a fucking terrible comedian would just be an actually accurate description of what he is. The following clip is from a video that he personally sent in to a comedy organisation as part of like a thing that they were doing where they were trying to find like new up-and-coming talent type, competition thing. Anyway, and he sent in this clip because he thought it was some of his best material. Yeah.
I don't think my girlfriend understands men. The other day, we couldn't have sex because she had a woman's problem. Now, I want to tell you ladies, men can also get diarrhea, okay? That's not a woman's problem. And more to the point, if I get diarrhea, it doesn't stop me from having sex.
Yes, and considering the quality of that kind of material, shock of all shocks, Thomas's stand-up career did not exactly take off. I know. My shock. Imagine it. So after his hopes of stage success crashed and burned, he turned to YouTubing as his creative outlet. But not to do comedy. Oh, no. It was to do weird as fuck conspiracy bullshit.
It would be fair to say that you are interested in conspiracy theories.
I would say I'm a conspiracy analyst or a conspiracy realist. And you have morons like David Sherratt, who thinks that I'm a nutcase because I think 9/11 was an inside job.
Let's be clear about this, because back in 2015, I'd been dealing with issues like the Kalergi Plan and immigration.
So, as far as I'm concerned, white genocide is happening and it's going to happen.
Let's just come back to look at the Jewish angle of the Illuminati. And if we look at someone like George Soros.
We know that George Soros is working behind the scenes. And I think this comes back to the naivety of the alt-right. And, that, for example, they espouse someone like Hitler, who was, I have to firmly believe, controlled opposition.
Cultural Marxism. This cultural Marxism, which has infected the minds of everyone in our society. Look, let me explain it. David Icke is an agent of the Illuminati, right?
Yeah, this guy is fucking ridiculous. Name a fucking crazy as shit conspiracy theory, and this motherfucker has almost certainly bought into it. I mean, he makes Alex Jones look like Alex Jones, because, he's quite a lot like Alex Jones. And there is one particular conspiracy theory that he's absolutely obsessed with. That would be the case of Madeleine McCann, who, for those who don't know, was a little girl who went missing about 15 years ago when she was with her family on holiday in Portugal. She was a British girl, and she disappeared. And Thomas is absolutely convinced that it was the parents that killed her and, buried her body somewhere. Now that case remains a mystery, so I don't know what happened, so maybe Thomas is onto something there, but considering what he believes about other things, it's almost certain that he isn't onto something there. But who fucking knows? I don't know what actually happened there. No one does. It's a mystery. But whatever the case may be, the other shit that Thomas has tried to sort of weave into that story is really quite disturbing, okay? He is obsessed with the idea that there is a kind of international paedophile conspiracy ring that's being covered up, involved in this story somehow, including, and I shit you not, right, he has tried to link John Podesta, who you may remember was a Hillary Clinton campaign manager, who was smeared in the Pizzagate fucking thing. He tried to link John Podesta, the American political operative, with this case 15 years ago in Portugal, as if he was somehow involved in that. And I would have loved to have shown you the video where he made that, so I could mock him really quite relentlessly. But unfortunately, Thomas recently privated lots and lots of his videos, which will become a recurring theme, unfortunately, in this video. But even so, he tried to link in like Pizzagate and this conspiracy together, which, by the way, he believes in Pizzagate. He thinks that's the real thing, because he's, fucking crazy. And he's so full of shit. But the thing is, Thomas, if you want to prove me wrong, unprivate those videos and I will take a look at them in a separate video and analyse them and all the rest of it. Yeah, the ball is in his court, his crazy as fuck court. But the basic point here is that Thomas is a bit of a fucking lunatic, and it's really rather creepy that he's so obsessed with the disappearance of a girl who he thinks was sexually abused, considering what we're about to discuss, because now it's time for... Yes, it's the inevitable bit about rape. Oh, Jesus Christ. For Thomas's inevitable bit about rape, I was going to be taking a look at a video he did about a guy called Adam Johnson. But unfortunately, as aforementioned, he privated a lot of his videos recently, so I can't actually take a look at that one. But again, like before, if he wants to prove me wrong, just release the video. If the things I'm about to say he wants to disagree with, release the video and show the world. Thomas. But you're not going to do that, are you? Because you're a fucking coward. Anyways, yes, he did a video about a guy called Adam Johnson, who was a very successful footballer, soccer player for the Americans, right? He was successful, like he played for England 12 times, so he represented his nation a dozen times. Yeah, he was a very highly paid and high-profile footballer, until in 2016 he was arrested and charged, and eventually pled guilty to sexual activity with a child. Anyways, and in Thomas's absolutely fucking appalling video, he basically takes Johnson's side and says that it wasn't really that much of a big deal because the girl was 15, and seems absolutely unmoved by the fact that Johnson was 28, nearly twice her age. And the fact that he was a high-profile footballer with a child means that there was a very significant power imbalance going on there. Right, look, Thomas, Adam Johnson took sexual advantage of a child. I cannot stress that point highly enough, okay? Adam Johnson took sexual advantage of a child. And the fact that you came out and supported him and victim blamed her means that you are a fucking disgusting person. You are sick. And I hope that the authorities are keeping a close eye on you, because it really would not surprise me to see your surname crop up in the fucking headlines one day. But anyways, moving on, because now it's time for... Yes, it's the inevitable bit about Lacey Green. But unfortunately, this fucking prick has once again privated the video I wanted to take a look at. A video in which he was commenting on Lacey's supposed red pilling and basically says that she's a snake in the grass and no one should fucking trust her. To which I was going to respond with something like, you see Lacey, your new friends don't actually fucking like you, was this all really worth it? Which is, of course, sort of the point of this whole fucking segment. But unfortunately, like I say, he privated the video. But again, if he wants to prove me wrong, just release the fucking video and we'll take a look at it and all the rest of it. But, you know, I'm not wrong and he's not going to unprivate it because he's a fucking coward. But anyways, let's take a look at some video footage from Thomas that I actually do have, because I downloaded many of his videos before he started privating everything.
That was good forward planning, Kev. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Rory Katz. High four.
High four. Now give me the chicken.
Yeah, alright, Rory Katz, I'll get you some chicken in a minute, man. I'm just doing the video. Okay? Fucking cat. Now anyway, Thomas Baden-Reiss is a rather odd fellow, and a fucking bullshitter to boot, in that he claims that he isn't part of the alt-right.
But I'm very angry. You also characterised me as an extreme element of the alt-right. First of all, I'm not even in the fucking alt-right, so do get that correct.
You see, he does claim that, and he claims it quite regularly, but I could only find that clip because he's privated a lot of the videos in which he spouts alt-right shite. Anyways, yeah, so he does claim to not be part of the alt-right, but then he goes on to spout exactly the same shit that the alt-right do.
Since time immemorial, or at least in the last 100 years, we have all been brainwashed and programmed to believe there's nothing wrong with immigration and nothing wrong with racial mixing.
And then after that, you had the beginning of immigration. You had the introduction of, cultural Marxism, feminism, all these kind of things, the loss of religion, all of these things which broke down society in the Western world. And you also had the whole kind of indoctrinating whites into hating themselves and hating their own culture.
And I'm not really a white nationalist, I'm more of an ethno-nationalist.
Yeah, Thomas, you are far-right, alt-right, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? You're a racist piece of fucking garbage, right? So stop masquerading as something that you're not. I mean, Jesus Christ, do you fuckers ever just not lie about something? And another way that he is an alt-right, dishonest piece of fucking shit is that Thomas will constantly go on and on, although I can't really show you any examples of that because he's fucking privated it, but anyways, he will constantly go on and on about how terrible Antifa are, but yet his videos are fucking festooned with him fantasising about enacting brutal violence upon people he doesn't like.
If the Illuminati came to me and they gave me a machine gun and they said, we're going to give you two choices, you can either kill everybody in the Illuminati or you can kill everyone in the skeptic community, I would have no hesitation in making that decision. I would immediately make that decision. I would shake the hands of the Illuminati. I would say, you fuckers are really evil, but you are intelligent and you do appreciate that us people on the red pill are also intelligent. So I'm going to give you a free pass, and instead I'm going to mow down the entire skeptic community.
If you're watching this, I will happily have a live stream boxing match with you, and I'll punch you in the fucking face. I would be their aristocrat, their dictator. The problem is I can't control them. I can't control them because I can't control a mob, because I don't have the privilege of going up to that mob and killing some of the badly behaved ones, so that the rest of them then understand that they follow my orders. But this is the problem of modern life. There is no hierarchy.
I did think to myself, what would happen if I got the chance to kill, the head person in the Illuminati? I genuinely thought about this.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I do hope the authorities are keeping an eye on him. Maybe, hopefully he's on some sort of fucking watch list or something, I don't know. Because, would it surprise anyone if this motherfucker went postal someday? Anyways, having touched upon his racism and dishonesty, let's take a look at a video of his called
The Only Argument Against Immigration You'll Ever Need. Now, I would have just shown you a screenshot of the fucking thing over this bit of talking, but he took the video down from his fucking channel because he's a prick.
But anyways, yes, it's a video in which he doesn't really make any point, but yet sort of makes a point that he doesn't mean to make, which is all rather confusing. But anyways, yes, take it away, Thomas, O master of the debating strategy.
Now, if you get accused of being a racist because you are anti-immigration, let me give you one very simple argument which you can use to completely debunk the arguments of the person who is accusing you of being a racist.
Right, so the title of your video is total fucking bullshit then, Thomas, because what you're about to give us is not an argument against immigration, but rather an argument against being called racist if you talk about immigration. So this video you're making here is not a video about a national or international policy decision, but rather about the hurt fifis of anti-immigration whinging dickbags. Right, so we're only 14 seconds into your video, and you're already talking fucking shit. This does not bode well, Thomas.
The person who is accusing you of being a racist will say that in England, or indeed Britain, Europe, or America, there is a problem with racism. That will be their viewpoint. Now, I don't think that's true. I don't think the majority of people in the Western world are racist.
Thomas, don't talk such utter fucking bollocks, mate. Saying there is a problem with racism is not the same as saying 50% or more of the population are racist, you dickhead. Also, by your bullshit logic, would 49% of the population being racist not be a problem? Because if that is what you believe, then you're probably a racist. I mean, you are a racist, Thomas, but that's not really where I'm going with this.
But okay, there are some. There is a minority of people who are racist. And in any case, let us just go with the viewpoint of this person who has called you a racist. Because in their own world, they will believe that there are plenty of racists in the Western world. But you see, this is where their argument doesn't make any sense, because if Britain is a place full of racists, why on earth would you want to bring in vulnerable immigrants to this country? It does not make any sense. Their basic logic is that in Britain, there are lots of wolves devouring sheep, and therefore we need to bring more sheep here. It doesn't make any sense. It's complete nonsense.
Well, not really, because to continue your analogy, if the minority of wolves try to attack the vulnerable sheep, then the rest of the people, you know, the majority of the population, can act as farmers, making sure that the sheep are protected, and indeed making sure that the wolves are too fucking scared to rear their heads ever again. Also, Thomas, you can cut the fucking bullshit about your opposition to immigration being based on compassion for the immigrants, okay? You're just a xenophobic piece of shit.
I mean, to give you a concrete example, I have lived in many different areas, some multicultural, but others where it was basically just a lot of white people. And in one particular place, I remember there was a Pakistani guy who ran a newsagents. He was a very good guy. He'd worked very hard from being very dirt poor, and he'd made something of his life. And I used to go into this shop, and he was a good guy. I used to chat to him. But there would also be in his shop, virtually every night, a crowd of youths from the local estate. And they would be rude to him, they would hassle him, they would harass him, they would steal things. They would be a complete fucking nuisance.
So rather than improving the police service and the way it interacts with the local community, your solution here is to get rid of immigration. What the fuck are you talking about? Really, that's ridiculous, mate. Look, also, what makes you think that the kids aren't going to be just as bad with white shop owners? Seriously, what makes you think that would be the case? Also, notice the slippery way in which Thomas doesn't mention the race of the ne'er-do-wells, the troublemakers from the local estate there. I'm guessing that they were white, and that Thomas doesn't want to mention the fact that they're white because he doesn't want them to make white people look, you know, like the horrible protagonists of his rambling fucking bullshit story.
So I felt incredibly sorry for this guy, and he was there every night. He was anguished, upset, distressed, and it really wasn't very good. And I really didn't like it. And this is one of the major reasons why I say immigration is a stupid idea, because I can't protect people like that. And again, the kind of liberal loon, Guardian reading, social justice warrior fuckfaces. And again, the kind of liberal loon, Guardian reading, social justice warrior fuckfaces who are insisting on all this immigration, they are not going to be there to help this guy either. They are not going to be there to protect him from the people who are harassing him. And this is why it really irritates me. Now, to give you a bit of context, I mean, listen, this guy, for all he was very vulnerable, he had made a success of himself. He had a fancy car, I guess, and a fancy house, and he sent his daughters to private school. And I guess some of the local people may have resented this. So it's never a black and white issue, okay? And I would imagine that if you talk to the parents of the youths who were harassing this guy, they would not be very impressed by the behavior of their children, but they might be willing to turn a blind eye to it, perhaps because they feel when they see this guy with his daughters going to private school and him with his fancy car, they might feel a bit jealous of him, a bit envious, a bit put down.
So, let me get this right. Is the point of your story that you want to get rid of immigration because a Pakistani immigrant came to Britain, made a success of himself, opened a small business, and contributed to the local community? I mean, that's a novel way of approaching it, touting the success of an immigrant to claim that we should stop immigration. Do you even fucking listen to yourself? Really? Did you watch this video back and think to yourself, that's a really counterproductive point I'm making there. That totally obliterates the bullshit I'm talking about here. Really? I mean, you're a fucking moron, mate. Also, in terms of your point about resentment based on wealth inequality, why not just get rid of the system that, causes that hideous fucking gross inequity in the first place? Because I assure you, that same wealth inequality and resentment cycle that you mentioned there, that's still going to be there, regardless of the colour of the skin or the place that the person was born in, okay? Seriously, it's the system that's the fucking problem.
The point I'm trying to make is that this situation is typical of the sort of tension that will arise if you put immigrants into a situation where they are surrounded by native white people. It's just in the nature of things, and I don't know why people can't understand that.
So we need to get rid of immigration to placate and appease small-minded, bigoted, racist pieces of shit. Please, Thomas, tell me again how that's an argument against you being a racist. Because your entire point here seems to be that racists get annoyed when brown people exist. So you caring about the feelings of racists over the feeling of, anything else, suggests to me that you might be, stay with me here, right? You might be a massive fucking racist. Anyways, I'm done. Let's wrap this shit up. Right. How to sum up Thomas Baden-Reiss? Well, basically, he's a small-minded, petty, racist, xenophobic, sexist piece of garbage. He's a conspiracy theorist who believes any old shit that's pumped out by the conspiracy sphere. He's a really quite damaged individual in many ways. He's a really rather dangerous individual in many ways. And also he was a shit stand-up comedian. But yeah, all in all, he's just disgusting. So anyways, with all of that said and done, Thomas Baden-Reiss, go fuck yourself.
Was she conscious of her own misery? Well, the agony of her pain went her to enlightenment and set her conscience free. Do you really want to know what's happening? Do you really want to know what's going on? Hey girl, you better please take a look around, explore your heart, find out for yourself. Jenny DeMarlo, you don't care nothing about me. Jenny DeMarlo, no you don't. you don't.